Welcome back to the game. This is Robert continuing Star Trek Expeditions. This is turn 3. Captain Kirk is currently on Nibia in meetings with the ambassador. Ensign Chekov remains at the Nibian power generator, along with some other crew members from the Starship Enterprise. And Mr. Spock, Chief Science Officer, has been left in command of the Enterprise. We'll begin with his turn now. It's time to flip over the next Stardate card. We see that Spock will have 3 actions this turn. We advance the Stardate marker 1 step. And it says, for Mr. Spock, if you are alone in your location, lose 2 clicks. Well, Mr. Spock is not alone. He is on the Enterprise with Dr. McCoy and Uhura. And also, there is a Klingon saboteur on board. Perhaps we can understand this situation in our story to mean that the Klingon or the Klingon spy on board was looking for an opportunity to assassinate one of the chief crew members of the Enterprise, but has failed in finding the opportunity to do that. Here's a look at Spock's character card, along with his 2 energize cards. One of those is surprise attack, which can be used to attack or counterattack the Klingon battlecruiser. And then we have command authority, which can allow Spock to take extra actions. Spock, currently in command on the bridge of the Enterprise, is in agreement with Captain Kirk that all recent visitors, citizens of Nibia, that have been on board the Enterprise be rounded up for questioning. Somewhere, someone has been sabotaging the ship's systems. But staying on the mission, Spock then decides to beam down to the planet to join Chekov at the Nibian power generator. Spock spends his first official action this turn, beaming down to the power generator. He then will spend another action to transfer 1 crew member. And he's going to have Chekov transfer the planetary scientist over to Mr. Spock under his command. That's going to leave Mr. Spock with 1 action remaining. Tokens. Currently the dilithium sample is carried by Chekov, and tokens can be transferred freely without using an action to do so. We're going to give the dilithium sample to Mr. Spock as a free action. For his last action on his turn, we can attempt 1 challenge. Mr. Spock, along with Chekov's help, and using the dilithium samples and the analysis skill, is going to try to solve this mission, analyze the crystalline element. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do for Spock's attempt at solving the mission is to roll the 2 white dice. We have a 5 and a 3. That's a total of 8. That number 8 is added to Mr. Spock's science skill, which is 11. So we already have a 19, which is enough to complete this mission. But let's add in the other bonuses. We gain +2 for having Chekov, another player character, at that same location. The crew member that was transferred to Spock also grants him a +2 bonus on this scientific mission. So that takes us from 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And then the fact that we have in Spock's, or Spock has in his possession, the dilithium sample, which also counts here as a keyword. And Spock's analysis skill is another +2. So that already takes us into success, into the higher range of being 24 or higher. So it says that that is a success. You determine the element is dilithium, but know a sample from the mine is needed for further analysis. The results here, or the rewards, are that our next energy card is going to be 2A, which is better than 2B. And the energy score on the scoring track is advanced +3. So we go 1, 2, 3. Over here on Captain Kirk's space, we had previously turned over a captain's log energy card. This is now going to be replaced with the 2A captain's log card. Now on the space with Captain Kirk, the next mission is available. It's called Dilithium Mine. Obtain an unprocessed sample of dilithium and bring it to the Enterprise for analysis before it degrades. So you need to transport unprocessed dilithium for further study. Let's see. I think there is a bonus to completing this mission before stardate number 12 on the track. This requires operations at 23, keywords engineering and transportation. So yes, if you look at the potential results here, it's going to be better if you complete the mission before day 12. During his turn, Mr. Spock made use of the dilithium sample token, but there is no need to discard this token. It is still in play and under his possession. The same is true with the crew member. The crew member did help out with succeeding in this mission, but is not discarded. He remains in play and will follow Mr. Spock on other missions unless he is directed to go elsewhere. You saw Mr. Spock complete a challenge, and on this card here it sort of breaks down what the modifiers are available to help you out on your mission. You roll both of the white dice, you add your clicks value for the appropriate type of mission. This was a science mission, and you add +1 or +2 for each crew. That would be dependent upon whether the crew's +1 or +2 is appropriate, and we had a scientist and that was appropriate for the science mission. Add +2 for each matching skill. Spock had the analysis skill and that came in handy. +2 for each matching token. We had the dilithium sample token and that gave us a +2 bonus. There's actually another dilithium sample on the board which I did not collect yet, so it's over here on the side. That perhaps can be picked up later. +2 for each other player. That was Chekov. He gave us a +2 there for being on the same area as Mr. Spock. And in some instances, it wasn't true with this mission. You add +2 for each crew on the space. In some missions, I think there'll be a keyword or set of keywords saying crew on the space will grant you bonuses. So even if you have crew there that are trained in some other areas like operations or something other than science, for example, they can also help out just by sheer numbers. But in this instance, that wasn't allowed for that mission. And you can play cards to help boost your results. You can discard tokens for a one-time bonus. Spend clicks. Here you can basically damage yourself 2 clicks of the dial for a +1 bonus on your attempt at completing the mission. That just represents you exerting yourself, and that's representative of your fatigue. But we didn't have to do that. But it is available to you if you really want to push it and try to knock that mission out. Well, that completes Spock's turn number 3. We'll pick it up with number 4 next.